This is the Vivi ACE01 Electric Bike. I have the blue version in front of me right now, and I want to give you a quick review and share my real experience with this bike, focusing on all the little things that matter, especially if you're new to e-bikes or just want something powerful and reliable for both city streets and off-road. I'll cover design, how it feels to ride, the strong points that made me keep riding it, a few things I think could be better, and wrap it up with my honest take. If you're considering your first e-bike or want to upgrade, I hope my take helps you out. So, for the looks and first impressions, the Vivi ACE01 really surprised me. It has a big, sturdy aluminum frame, and the 26-inch by 4-inch fat tires just make it look super tough. The tires add this all-terrain vibe right away. The blue is actually really nice, bold without being flashy, and the bike doesn't look clunky despite the heavier build. It has a step-through frame, which basically means you don't have to swing your leg way up over the seat to get on. That's a huge plus if you're not super tall or just want something easy to hop on and off, especially if you're carrying a bag or riding to work. The controls are simple to use. The LCD display is large enough for me to see clearly even while riding, and I appreciate that there's an adjustable front suspension fork. It does make a difference when you transition from smooth pavement to bumpy shortcuts or park trails. The seat is adjustable, and the handlebars feel pretty standard, nothing out of the ordinary, but overall it leaves a strong first impression of a capable, ready-for-anything electric bike. When I started riding it, I had a few concerns. The first was the weight. Coming in at 72 pounds, you really feel it when you're trying to move it around in the garage or load it into a car. But I can tell you, once you're actually riding, you don't really think about it because the motor does most of the work. Setting it up for the first ride was straightforward since the bike comes about 85% assembled, but I triple-checked all the bolts, tire pressure, and just took a good look at everything. Common sense stuff, and I definitely recommend it. If you're new to e-bikes, don't skip this, because a loose bolt can ruin a whole ride. Now on to the actual riding experience. The first thing I noticed was the motor. The ACE01 has a 750-watt rated motor with peak power at 475 watt. And that translates into a lot of torque and solid acceleration. It uses a torque sensor, which is a big upgrade from the more basic cadence sensors on cheaper e-bikes. If you don't know the difference, here's a quick explanation. A torque sensor measures how hard you push on the pedals and gives you more or less electric assist based on your effort, which feels much smoother and more natural. So if you're going up a hill, the bike just kind of naturally gives you more help, but if you're coasting or taking it easy, the motor eases off. It made every ride feel a lot more like just riding a regular bike except way easier. And for me, that's a big win. I tested out all 5 pedal assist levels. At the lowest setting, it feels like a gentle push, like someone's helping you get started on a heavy bike, which is perfect for neighborhoods or riding around people. Move it up to higher levels, and the power seriously kicks in. Pedal assist 3 jumps you to about 14 miles per hour, 4 gets you closer to 18, and Pedal Assist 5 lets you hit the advertised top speed of around 25 miles per hour with hardly any effort. And that's on flat ground. On hills, especially with a bit of weight on the bike, I just kept cranking up the pedal assist and never felt like I was struggling. I took it on a few off-road trails and up some grassy inclines that would make me sweat on a regular bike, but here it felt easy. One thing I did worry about was stopping power, but the hydraulic disc brakes on this bike are great. When I tested to see how well it would stop from full speed, it bit down hard and brought me to a stop quickly, within about 15 feet from top speed. I've ridden bikes with disc brakes that feel soft or take longer to stop, so this was really good. If you're carrying groceries or just riding in traffic, this extra stopping power is very reassuring. Battery life also lived up to what I wanted. The 48-volt 15Ah battery is removable, which I learned can be a little awkward the first few times you take it out, but it gets easier. On one charge, I was able to ride for about 45 miles with a mix of pedal assist levels and some pure throttle use. The company claims up to 60 miles if you're conservative, and I think that's possible if you stick to lower levels, but most people probably ride it like I do and get closer to 40 to 50 on average. I loved being able to charge the battery while it was still on the frame, so if you have an outlet near your bike parking, that's super convenient. Let me talk about what I liked most about the Vivi ACE01. Key features that really stood out for me are the powerful torque sensor system, the all-terrain capability thanks to the fat tires, and the peace of mind from having hydraulic brakes. The power delivery is so smooth and intuitive. Once you climb on and start pedaling, you don't have to think about which gear or pedal assist mode to use. It adjusts for you and just works. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants a bike that lets you tackle both city commuting and dirt trails without missing a beat. I also like that the frame inspires confidence. It doesn't creak, flex, or feel cheap. I'm not a lightweight rider, and the ACE01 didn't bat an eyelid whether it was streets, grass, or loose gravel. The front suspension is tunable. You can make it stiffer or softer depending on where you ride the most. The controls are simple, and the LCD is easy to read. No tiny fonts, no confusing menus. In my opinion, it's perfect for someone who wants to just hop on and go, rather than fiddle with buttons. I also appreciate the different ride modes. There's not just pedal assist, but also a pure electric throttle mode for when you don't want to pedal at all, a walking assist mode if you're pushing the bike upstairs or along a path, and cruise control. For someone new to e-bikes, having these simplified options means you aren't left guessing about how to set it up, or what to do if you just want to enjoy the ride and take it easy. Now for the things I didn't love as much. Like I mentioned, this bike is heavy. Unless you're just keeping it in the garage or have a simple way to roll it right out onto the street, that can be a pain. Lifting it into a car or upstairs is not fun, and I'd be careful if you have to deal with tight storage spaces. Another pain point is the lack of rear suspension. The front fork does a good job of soaking up hits, but if you go over a lot of rough ground or rocks, your lower back definitely feels it, especially after longer rides. You can upgrade the seat to one with a built-in suspension, and I'd actually suggest doing that if you'll be on trails a lot. Out of the box, the saddle is on the firm side, maybe fine for quick commutes or city riding, but it gets uncomfortable after an hour. Something else I struggled with at first was removing the battery. The system isn't hard, but I had to check the manual because it doesn't just pop out. After a few tries, it became second nature, so not a big deal, but don't expect it to be as easy as popping out batteries on some other e-bikes right from the start. I also noticed that the hefty tires and weight make it less nimble in tight city streets or busy bike paths. It corners well, but you need to plan your path, a lot more than you would with a slimmer commuter bike. For someone new to fat tire e-bikes, it takes some getting used to, but for me, the trade-off is worth it because of the extra stability and the fact that I can confidently ride over sand, mud, or even a little snow. In conclusion, from my experience, the Vivi ACE01 Electric Bike is a powerhouse that strikes a solid balance between comfort, utility, and fun. In my opinion, it's perfect for anyone who wants a no-nonsense e-bike that can handle pretty much anything you throw at it. Daily commutes, errand runs, weekend trail adventures, and more. The torque sensor, all-terrain fat tires, and strong braking system make it reliable, while the battery gives all the range I need for any ride. If you can live with the extra weight and maybe swap out the stock seat, this bike will deliver a lot of happy miles. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the Vivi ACE01 Electric Bike. Thank you for watching.